Right, good evening, my fair adventurers. This is basically the next instalment to Vale Lock Island, which I did a few weeks ago, and this is the actual legend of that island, which is called The Legend of the Wedding Veil Mist. There was a beautiful island set at sea, which is now called Vale Lock Island. The original name remains a mystery. One day, an explorer called Anthony stumbled across the beautiful island as he sailed on his long journey. He thought about the wealth, a discoverer, and charted the coordination on his map, perhaps named Anthony, a famous explorer. The island had such beauty and aura, and Anthony set up a temporary home, studying its natural world of fauna and flora. Bright rainbow palette of new species flowers. One afternoon, Anthony stumbled upon a native tribe in morning's early hours. With a native young woman, he fell in love. Her name was Tiliblia. They courted, and she fluttered around as a dark golden dove. Anthony learnt their culture and language, and became acquainted with her tribe, crossing over a river, a respectful bridge. One day, walking in thick green undergrowth, Anthony explained to Tiliblia, "I must go home back to my country, but to return is my oath." Tiliblia asked him to keep the island a secret. His heart, now a poet, promised. She tied around his wrist her thick long hair weaved bracelet. In sweet scented air, she opened her hand and gave Anthony a hand-carved amber shaped into a seahorse. Ocean gallop back to this land. Gallop with the rolling seahorse's tail of the turning waves, mount its back and into my arms, your heart, return sail. Flowers in her long black wavy hair and dark brown eyes sparkled. She smiled, their lips met and kissed, a pressed prayer. Next day, Anthony set sail upon his galleon. He looked back at the island from a distance and breathed in and blew a kiss as a guardian. Upon the wind the kiss travelled to the island. He mumbled, "I will be back, my love, I promise. Once again, I will take your hand." The kiss lingered over the island, a breath of love, like hot thermals of a beautiful day. Tiliblia's heart giddy with warmth, a binding promise above. Anthony returned home with empty hands. He kept his promise to Tiliblia, stating to the authorities that he found no new lands. The authority accidentally came across his map and inquired about the coordination. Anthony said it was nothing, just a mishap. They knew he was keeping something from them and stole a map where Anthony was murdered. His family obtained the carved amber gem. Tiliblia on the island waited for him to appear, feeling his warm kiss condense in the cold air, creating fragile morning-hung dew of bead tears. He never returned to the shore of her island again. Tiliblia was so sad, but soon turned to anger. She was the island's spell doyen. Teliblia cast a mournful spell, and lifted every droplet of the dew, cloaking the island with it in thick mist cell. Such an attempt for her pain to dispel, as the mist stretched for miles out to sea. Only Antony could lift the mist spell. So next time you see the morning dew of jewelled tear-spun beads, spare a thought for Teliblia, still waiting for his return from the blue. The men of the authority sailed to the location, but got lost in a web of mist. They returned and gave up for a new island's investigation. Many have tried, with Antony's map in their fist, with the coordination scribbled on, but none have prevailed, always getting lost in the mist. Thanks very much. I leave you off with a picture of the map of Vailoc Island. Thank you again for listening. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.